Okay, so these are the results for the second part of my test, which was a test to compare stand development versus Diafine. For reference, this was the first test, so a stand development for 90 minutes with an agitation every 30 minutes here, and then a development with Diafine, standard development in 2 parts. Obviously, this is a Tri-X film with an exposure index of 800 in this column, 1600 here, 3200 here, and 6400 here. Okay, so for the second test, we have here a stand development in HC110 in dilution 1 to 100 for 2 hours without any agitation at all at 20 degrees. And here, a development in Diafine in 2 passes. Basically, so I did a first pass and a development with part A and part B. Then I rinsed the film and I did a second run with part A and part B. All right, so we can see an increase in density very clearly here between the first test and the second, which is expected. Slight increase in density here also, okay, which is to be expected as well. There is a slight increase in time. Also very interesting for those who have never seen it, in the stand development here for 2 hours without any agitation, we can clearly see bromide drags, okay, which are these streaks here coming from the sprocket holes. Basically, during the development, bromide ions are created, and when there is no agitation, actually it creates this type of marks on the film. We're going to see that actually in the contact print. So we're going to test that in contact print and see actually whether we have an increase in quality or not.
So here are the results in contact print. So just for reference, this part is Tri-X developed in HC110 in dilution 1 to 100 at 20 degrees for 2 hours and no agitation at all. And here we have a Tri-X developed with a Diafine in 2 passes. Okay, so the contact print has been made with the same thing in mind, which is obtaining the base of the film as black as the paper black. So here it's not ideal. We can distinguish a bit the film base. So this is a split grade between 3 and 4. So let's say it's 3.5 for simplicity. This is a contact print with a grade 3. So we can see a little difference. Here we can distinguish the film base. So I'm not going to retain this contact print. And this is done with a grade 4, and obviously the film base is completely black, and we cannot distinguish it from the black of the paper black. So logically I should retain this one, but I'm going to look at this one because it's black enough, it's not gray, and the result is actually a bit more pleasing. Ideally this one, okay, but this one is not too bad, even though the base black is not pure black, but it's workable. So I'm going to look at that. So here we can distinguish on the standard part the bromide drag, okay, that is due to the lack of agitation. So yes, for reference and comparison with the previous results, so we have here the standard for 90 minutes, and here for 2 hours without any agitation, and here agitation every 30 minutes. So basically what we observe is obviously the increase in contrast when there is a lot of agitation, or I mean some agitation, and the benefit of no agitation at all is obviously a much lower contrast, which allows us to keep the highlights in check. Unfortunately, it produces bromide drags. So to improve those results, we need to find the best agitation procedure, which means not too much agitation, but not too few agitation. And it's going to be a drag, and I'm not going to spend too much time actually going back and forth on that, because the results here are not too bad. So these were the previous results with a film density which was not ideal, which was too low, and did not allow us to work easily. So 2 pass on Diafine allowed us to increase the density and produce much more pleasing results. Okay, so this is a pleasing print actually for EI 3200, I think, for Tri-X.